Hello, trading is closed on May 10th, 2018. My last call said it would drop unless we gapped over this high, so we gapped over the high. Looked for a pattern with an early high, tendency to rally into the close. We got that. We didn't clear the middle of the day high, and since we gapped up, hit some new highs, didn't clear it. We either clear it early with a gap and then take it out fast, or else lower prices print. The time is going to be somewhat limited because tomorrow's pattern is the one with the early low. It doesn't preclude gapping up first. Right at the top, MEJT said ultimately lower prices would print. Says the drop is false, gives us a target of overcoming today's high, 27.2612. That's the call, but there's an increased risk it'll fail if this is a major change in trend, and it hasn't been convincingly shown yet. But if that's what it is, the MEJT tends to leave a failed target. Now people are getting pretty enthusiastic. We've already pushed prices up to the upper Bollinger Band. It's a natural resistance area. You can see how it's stopped rallies in the past, how the lower bands have stopped declines. Let's see how enthusiastic people have become. Here's the, if it'll let me show you, I will. Here's the put to call ratio. You can see this is the lower Bollinger Band. People want to buy calls. This is equity only. They're really at an extreme level. You don't get to these lower bands very often. Last time we did was way back here at the beginning of the year. It's taken months to be so optimistic. Here's the volatility index. We're now under the lower Bollinger Band. You can see we don't go too much under it usually. This is a false reading, I believe. This measures how much people are willing to pay for puts, and the less they're willing to pay, the lower goes the VIX. And of course, people are most optimistic right at market peaks. And here's the old volatility index right at the lower Bollinger Band, showing excessive optimism. There's no signal till we get a reversal, but if we get a reversal, it gives a sell. The general idea is that this is an impulse and this is a consolidation, and that somewhere in here we're going to start wave red 3 down. We're trying to pick targets in terms of price and time. Well, in terms of time, my last date was May 2. We hit a low on May 3 that was quite a low. That's within the tolerance of the system. May 13th is Sunday, so that would be a signal either for Friday or Monday, and the middle of the day, Thursday, is within the tolerance for Friday. It doesn't have to work, but if it works, you're at least having time on your side. Now, this is a TD trend line that we gapped over it. According to DeMarc's rules, when you gap over this line, you're going to rally over the line by the maximum distance you went under it. That's hundreds of points. So his indicator is calling for a move hundreds of points higher. Of course, it could fail. A lot of his stuff hasn't served me too well on the rally. But if it works, it conflicts with my wave count. The one time this does not lead to a big rally in his work is if it's reversed promptly. So if you think this move is going to peter out, you really want to see us promptly, ideally by tomorrow, trade under this trend line, and that would require reversing all of today's gains, and then some, a little bit more. Well, the last target I had, I showed strong resistance at 27.12, and we blew through that. So what's the next level? Well, it's today's high. As I said, you can make these waves show whatever you want. If wave A ends here instead of here, and that's A and that's B, here's your 100%. and your 78.6% is within a few points of where we are here. And if you take this purple A and you set C equal to 78.6%, there you are. Now you can take the prior consolidation here. You can take this low and this high and set it to 61.8, and 100% comes right at the high. If this is 1 and that's 2 and that's 3, there's a Fibonacci relationship to 1, and that's 4. You can see that 5 is a Fibonacci target of waves 1 through 3. So if that is the high, and I'm not saying with certainty that it is, but if that is the high, you certainly have strong Fibonacci resistance. You have the time, and you have extremes of sentiment on Bollinger Bands that would make a drop plausible if it were to occur. Now, as I say, tomorrow's pattern is the one with the early low. If we don't take this out early, we should see lower prices. This is a potential for the end of this leg, and to see that potential realized, what I would need to see, which I haven't seen yet, would be a significant drop tomorrow, ideally undercutting this trend line, which would be slightly under today's low. If that were to happen, I think you can make a plausible case that this high is going to hold. Until that happens, you can't be confident of it, and particularly if we take this out early, a lot of those fib ratios fall away. So whether or not we take this out early or have a steep drop early tomorrow is going to be a significant clue if those fib ratios are going to work and these dates are going to work. And that's today's call.